to the 6-part special Emerald Curse. This time the Bushwackers are transported to the land of Oz, where they have to save this magical country from a great evil. So, sit back, relax, enjoy, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great Thanksgiving week. Let's dive in. We see an opening shot of a field on a dark and cloudy day. There is a whirling noise followed by rattling. Suddenly, objects fly by, landing in random spots. We hear sirens, and then a van charges into the scene. Inside, we see the Bushwackers. JJ is at the wheel, steering maniacally, while Lee is in the passenger seat, and Luka is in the back monitoring on his laptop, which is hooked to numerous consoles. Anything? Nope, I nearly missed that fence post, just so you know. So steer clear of it then. You're the one driving here.
Luka, when I agreed to this job, I was under the assumption that we would be helping with the relief effort, not chasing an effing tornado.
That's kinda relief.
Highly unlikely, when there's a strong chance we'll be killed.
Hey, does anybody else think it's weird that there's a tornado warning in North Carolina? Or is it just me? Maybe it's just me. No, I think it's kind of weird too. Hey, Lee, did you see it yet?
Nope.
He's not even looking out the window.
I figure once we see it, we can't miss it, you know? All big and cylinder-like and shit.
Cylindrical. The word you're looking for is cylindrical. Suddenly there's a banging noise followed by a piercing shriek. The van stops suddenly at a crossroads where they see a tornado appear right before their eyes.
What?
JJ puts the van in reverse and drives in the opposite direction, narrowly missing an overturned police car. As he drives, the tornado pursues them, tearing apart everything in its path. As the van plows forward, Lee peers out the window.
Hey, not trying to be a backseat driver and all, but don't you want to get out of that thing's way?
JJ swerves, sending Lee and Luka, along with the equipment, flying to one side. As he makes a U-turn and drives off, the tornado suddenly stops and begins following them.
What in the name of? That's new.
JJ plows through a field strewn with debris, nearly missing a fence post jutting out of the ground. The tornado follows them through the field.
Hey, Luka, I'm not much of a weather expert, but aren't tornadoes, like, stupid?
Well, how do you mean?
How do I... Really? Do you not see the tornado literally following us in a field? And before that, it was following us down Country Route 9 for nearly half a mile.
Oh, that. Climate change? As Lee facepalms, they begin to slow down noticeably.
JJ, what's going on up there?
Hey, I'm trying, man, I am, but it's like the rear wheels aren't responding. Wait, is this a front-wheel drive vehicle? I don't know, but it seems like we're stuck.
You just had to drive through a field full of crap, didn't you?
He looks out the window.
Okay, so, 2 options.
The van's roof flies off.
Alright, 1 option.
He turns to see JJ and Luka already running.
Really? Can't even get a word out? Can I? Dicks.
He scrambles out and is stunned to see the tornado just standing there. He gulps and turns and waddles off. He doesn't see Luka or JJ anywhere and tries to find low ground. He hears a whirling noise and looks up to see the tornado has now formed into a giant hand with 3 fingers. As he runs, he feels himself dragging backwards and eventually is spun into unconsciousness. Lee wakes up in a verdant field with sunlight shining on him. He slowly comes to and sits up and is stunned to see everything is nice and orderly with a gold brick road winding in the distance.
The hell?
He staggers to his feet and grabs a post. He looks around, rubbing his head.
Where am I?
As he surveys the landscape, he slowly walks down a hill and steps onto the brick road.
Huh. Feels real for sure. Wait.
He sees what looks like an old-timey diving suit just standing in the corner next to a tree. He walks over and inspects it, but, not finding much, continues. As he walks, he takes in the landscape. The birds are chirping, trees rustling in the breeze, and a sweet aromatic scent in the air.
Well, this certainly is a change of pace. Feels like summer out of field. Sure smells nice after a torrential rainstorm.
He stops.
Hang on a sec. I was chasing a tornado with two dimwits when our van was destroyed and we had to run. Am I?
He touches his chest.
I know I haven't gone to church in nearly a decade, but can it be? I mean, I'm not that big of a bastard, so... But still...
Presently he walks into the woods and into a clearing where he comes to a fork in the road. Before him stands a pedestal with two shining ruby slippers. As he walks over, he stares at it and feels a compulsion to touch them. As he does so, he gets a strange vision of a ruby and people worshipping it. It emanates energy, which shoots into the sky and then it shatters. He staggers backwards and then looks around.
Okay, that's certainly new. Didn't know you could still get visions in the afterlife.
As he touches it, he hears a screech and sees the Wicked Witch of the West flanked by flying monkeys.
You, I've seen before. Just not like this.
Grab him! The monkey sees him and he's lifted into the air and carried off. The witch cackles. Meanwhile, JJ wakes up to see Luka standing at one of the rusty suits of armor. He rubs his head as Luka turns around. Oh! You're awake. Yeah, but... where are we? I don't know. But it's not the afterlife, that's for sure. But it does feel like Elysium. Okay, if you say so. So, I'm thinking we were teleported to a different dimension. You think? Looks a lot like North Carolina to me. Well, it's only a hunch, we could be anywhere. They hear a screech from above and look upward to see Lee wriggling as two flying monkeys soar over them. But, then again, you don't really see that on a regular basis back home. Nope, not at all. Lee finds himself in a round chamber with a throne in the middle. The monkeys throw Lee to the ground, and the monkeys prostrate themselves as the witch walks in. She sits on the throne and taps the armrest as two of the monkeys grab Lee and hoist him up. Mortal.
You can also call me Lee. I'm pretty informal.
Lee sees a vase and inches away, but the monkey guard grabs him. As the witch walks over, he douses her with the vase water, but she merely stands there laughing. Lee stares incredulously.
Hey, aren't you supposed to, you know...
Melt? How droll. She returns to her throne as more of the monkey guards wrestle Lee to the ground. Why have you come to our land? Are you the harbinger of an invasion force?
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
The witch turns around and smirks. We have received numerous reports over the past 3 weeks of a possible incursion into our reality from yours. Some say that you are to release the serpent and lay waste to our continent. But I tell you, there is no serpent. Not since it fell from the sky and burrowed into the bowels of the earth. A fetid corpse with an emerald tombstone. Eons passed and there are children's stories to scare the little ones. But I am the true terror. Lee is clearly befuddled.
I'm sorry, what? I just want to go home. I don't know anything about serpents falling from the sky. That's more of a Mormon thing, I guess.
You touched the slippers. What did you see?
I saw flashes of color. You know, whatever a pothead sees after he's fired up the reefer for too long. Hey, you should ask my friends, Luka and JJ. Everyone knows film students smoke tons and tons of weed. And they went to Greensboro and Asheville. I mean, how more pothead can you get than those two cities? If you let me go, I could go get them.
Enough. Clearly, this one needs encouraging. Take him to the dungeons. The Inquisitor will know how to make him talk. Lee turns pale as two mechanical figures emerge and grab him each by the arm and lead him away. He presently finds himself in a vast dungeon with figures barely moving in their cages. As he is strapped, two other mechanical figures walk over and tear off the heads of his jailers. One of them grabs the straps and begins ripping them apart.
Okay. This is one hell of a day, I gotta tell ya. First flying monkeys, then a witch spouting about serpents, and now you two. I'm assuming you robots are...
They remove their helmets to reveal Luka and JJ.
God.
Not quite. Lee falls to the ground and scrambles to his feet.
How did you...
We just followed the flock of flying monkeys. You know, the same flock that carried you kicking and screaming all the way to here. You are a loud screamer, dude.
Thanks?
He looks at the decapitated guards.
So, what's with these cyclones?
Oh, those are 10 men. Apparently they're cyborgs. Well, depends on what you consider cyborg. Some of these guys are just brains in tin suits.
Shit. That never gets old. Can't they think of anything new?
Hey, with some ideas, they're just too disturbing to be put aside, so they just roll with it.
First vampires and now...
The flying monkeys burst through. JJ swings his axe and cuts off a head while Luka fires a spike into another. He tears off the wings, causing the creature to scream in pain. They fight their way through the first wave and make it to an empty cell. They stand around a particularly small hole. A suit check.
What? Oh, no.
They push him down the hole with JJ following suit and Luka bringing up the rear. They merge in a small puddle where Lee flicks excrement away.
This has to end. This isn't at all funny. How many times can you make me get into literal shit?
I don't know, I think it's funny. Yeah, me too. Lee scowls and continues to flick the muck away. What are you doing? Oh, well, we need intel. I'm betting this fellow here may have the answers. But he's decapitated. No matter. Looks like there's a backup power source. Wait. No, there isn't. He pulls out his phone and plugs it into the base of the skull.
What are you doing, dude?
Well, the phone acts as an impromptu battery. Here we are. We see the eyes of the Tin Man project an image on the adjacent wall. The guys watch intently and are mortified by what they are seeing.